Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks so much for clicking on WDTV.com. I'm Kristen Keeling. It's Tuesday, May 21st. Here's a look at some of your top stories. Well, the massive twister that rocked Oklahoma at 200 miles per hour has raised the death toll to 24, and 9 of them were children. Today, President Barack Obama described the tornado as one of the most destructive storms in history. Obama also pledged the country's resources as the community of Moore now attempts to rebuild. It flattened basically everything in its path, including an elementary school where dozens of children were killed.
I've never seen anything like it, never heard anything like it. It's one of the worst experiences I've ever had in my life.
Right now, a massive search and rescue operation is underway to find anyone who may have been trapped within miles of the devastation. Well, since the tornado destroyed a school in Oklahoma, it got us thinking, do schools around here have a plan in case of a weather emergency? After talking to officials today, we found out that every school is required to have one. The students are taught in kindergarten that a code white is when there's a weather emergency. When students, faculty, and staff hear that code, they know to go into the hallway and duck down into the fetal position, away from all windows. Other schools have a basement they can go into for protection, but traditionally they don't have one available.
You should always be prepared for anything that can happen, and if you can have a plan for something like that happening, that's the best situation to take. Having a plan ready to execute and being prepared for something like that.
The number one priority is keeping the kids safe, and that's our number one goal.
Regardless, students and officials said they're prepared for anything. Well, a family in Harrison County is still searching for a new place to live. As for a cause for a fire that destroyed their home, the state fire marshal's office said they're treating this as suspicious. Although no one was home when the fire started, their dog was outside and now he's missing. Check out this video. This happened on Sunday night around 6 o'clock off Route 19 in Enterprise. Officials said the fire may have started in the front of the house and quickly spread. The family said their dog was in the yard when they left and now they can't find him. He's a 12-year-old St. Bernard. Now, anyone with information should call the state fire marshal's office, 800-233-FIRE. Well, 3 people were hurt when an ambulance went into a ditch. Authorities won't share much information, so all we have to go on is that the driver apparently fell asleep. Now, here's a recap. Just before midnight, a Jan Care ambulance was going west on Route 50 near Arnold's Creek when it ran off the road, hit the guardrail, and went into the ditch. The driver was taken to Ruby Memorial Hospital, but hospital officials wouldn't share his condition with us. Another EMT and patient were in the ambulance and taken to UHC with minor injuries. State police are handling that investigation. Well, 4 robberies, 4 counties, just 1 week. That's the situation facing local authorities after the Quiet Dell Sports Grill was hit last night. That suspect is still on the loose, but we're still not sure if this one is connected to the other cases. Sheriff's deputies said an armed man walked into that restaurant around 9:30 last night. Next, he handed over a note to an employee, demanded some money, then took off. He had dark hair and glasses and was wearing a dark jacket, khaki shorts, and tennis shoes. Witnesses said he was driving a silver 4-door passenger car with damage to the right rear bumper. If you have any information, call the Sheriff's Department, 623-6655. Well, about 6 months ago, some street lights in downtown Buchanan were replaced by stop signs. Now, city officials want to make them a permanent addition to the city. That's because since they were put in, officials and police said they helped with the traffic flow. The 4-way stop signs were put at the intersection of Florida and Main Street and Main and Spring Street. This was all done as a part of a traffic study done by the Department of Transportation. Now, some people have said it's harder to cross the street at those intersections, but officials said as long as you follow the rules, you should be fine.
My observation and that of the police and some other folks say yes, it's facilitated traffic flow. It has slowed the speed of traffic on Main Street.
City officials are now going to ask the Department of Transportation to do a study on the intersection of Main and Canal Street. Well, that's what's making headlines tonight. Make sure you tune in to Fox 10 at 10 and 5 News at 11 for all of your latest headlines and weather updates. Until then, have a great night.